Reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be Raising Kanan Season 2, Episode 2. Let's get into it. Subscribe to the channel and like the video as we begin. So, this was a more pick-me-up episode, and R.I.P. to a cast member that people like from Season 1. So, you had, in this episode, it picked up where Ra met up with Howard. He pretty much told her he ain't forget. He playing like he played with the cops like he didn't know what happened to him, but he really know. And basically he said he's not gonna leave it up to Ra to he's not gonna leave it up to Ra to tell Kanan. He's gonna do that himself. Now, with that being said, he also alluded to let her know that he seen Scrap at the precinct talking with the police officers. She like, ain't no way. Scrap too solid for that. He telling her, I know what I saw. So her, Lulu, and Marvin pretty much discussed it, and they like, ain't no way. Scrap too solid. So they said put Marvin on, and basically told Marvin find out what it is. So he went surfing, asking Scrap where was he. Scrap lied. Now he didn't tell him that he got picked up. Maybe he said that because he got picked up by the cops, and after he told them that, where Ra told him to stay away from the crap game and gambling and stuff, he didn't, and that's how he got locked up. It wasn't really a true confirmation that he actually snitched or whatever. So by him lying, and Marvin did the recon, checked out Scrap's story, it still didn't add up. So that was enough for Marvin to say he not sure, but Scrap was lying. Meanwhile, you had Lulu in this episode. Of course, he got the new artist named Issa. Finds out that she's managed by a guy who's well known doing some export business, quote unquote, and they want to do a single deal. Now, Crown Camacho, is not sold on her. He's telling Lulu, listen, we supposed to have a partnership. This is a democracy. Lulu pretty much saying, my money is financing this, so I get more say-so in this or whatever. So we all seen last episode that Camacho, Crown, is knocking down Jessica, and he got her a deal to go up in LA to be a manager in LA. So she broke the news to Lulu and found out Crown was the one who got her the deal. So Lulu's not stupid, so he put the two and two together, and he pretty much confirmation that Crown did some slick shit behind him, and probably putting two together that he was having sex with Jessica. So he pretty much told Jessica to F I studio. Meanwhile, you have Famous is struggling. Lazy, smoking weed, not in the studio. On top of not being in the studio, he has got kicked out of his mom's house. This was before Jessica left and went to LA. And now he's on a corner trying to sell his mixtapes. Lulu pretty much told him you can have the mixtapes. He already wrote it off. And if he get in the studio, get his flow together. If he get back hungry and get his flow together, he'll put him back in the studio. So Rob pretty much is looking to expand and move somewhere else. But of course, you got to be able to provide housing and income documents to move in a more sophisticated neighborhood. She went to the old bodega spot where she's stashing all her money. But you know, New York City has always had a serious rat problem. The rats broke into the storage area, and they've been eating up her money. So, of course, anybody that's watching this is pretty much saying that's dangerous. The bodega could catch on fire, and all the money will go up in flames. Or why not get metal bins that the rats can't bite into? But this is the '90s, and they wasn't thinking like that. So I guess this is pretty much how they were keeping the money back in the day and stuff like that. And so the woman was pretty much tell you like she's saving her money so that she could buy a big house for her family in her country. She told Rob, "Why are you stacking your money to have rats eat it?" So it was kind of like a something that you could look at in a literal sense and figuratively speaking, that she's saying like from both ways. In reality, the rats are coming in the storage, eating up your money, and then in figuratively speaking, you know, in your business, same thing happening. So a lot for Raquel to think about. Meanwhile, she got to break it down to Kanan about Howard. So she let Kanan know that Howard approached her and he's crazy and don't believe anything. If he come up to you, don't believe what he's saying. Meanwhile, you got Juke thinking about her mom. She asked Ra, you know, her and Ra have a strong bond and relationship, and Rock is like a mother figure to her. She asked about her mom. Ra said you got your gift from her, and she pretty much everybody not cut out to be a parent, and I think that's her situation. So now what you see is Juke's relationship with Howard's partner, and she did some recon for Juke and found her mom. Her mom was married, didn't have no more kids, but she moved back to New York and gave her the address. And by the end of the episode, Juke pretty much went to go see her and just seen where she lived at to confirm that's where, you know, the address. But there was a moment in the episode where you seen Juke and Kanan watching Cooley High, and she pretty much told Kanan like, don't never lose the feeling of caring about people and stuff like that. So you kind of see that in even like the Power series, Kanan was cruel, but then this was moments where he had the care that you seen he had with Tyreek and everything like that. And of course at the end he killed Juke for Tyreek. So, and Tyreek still came and burned him at the end. We all seen that, of course. Meanwhile, they had to sit down, Lulu, Rock, and Marvin, about Scrap. Lulu pretty much said, this time I'm not doing it. Like he killed Wiz, he not doing this one. So Marvin and Rock just was looking, because Lulu didn't want to do it. Like he's been too. Scrap was mad that they got with Raquel, and Raquel told Raquel that nobody's gonna mess with Unique, so you could take over the block and get money. But y'all beefing over scraps, and it's bad business for the cops and everything. So Raquel took the offer. Unique pretty much got out of jail. Dean don't wanna front him no weight. He told Raquel, well, we gotta put this back together. Raquel pretty much like, nah, you need to just leave Southside. And so Unique was like, I ain't going nowhere. So Joey Badass is playing the character Unique. He doing a great job playing that character. I bet you a lot of people don't even know that's Joey Badass. They're probably looking at that as somebody else. You don't even see Joey Badass in that character or whatever. So nevertheless, from there it brings us to the end of the episode. So Scrap finally thinking he ready to move up. They ready give him a new part of town that he gonna run, and he'll be running the operation on his own, and he hype. And they take him into a abandoned building where Lulu and Marvin was sitting there, and he turned around, looked, and Lulu pretty much turned his back. Marvin put his head down. Raquel got her first kill. She shot him, and Lulu just walked out like he couldn't believe it. I bet you it comes out that he really didn't kill. I mean, he really didn't snitch. He didn't tell them because he knew that Ra told him about the gambling stuff or whatever. But it wasn't because he was out snitching and stuff. I guarantee it comes out that because Scrap was a soldier and he been solid, so or whatever. And I guarantee that's what's gonna happen. And you know, show Marvin shed a tear or whatever. And Rod just had a stone face. That's basically how the episode ended. And there was a moment it showed Marvin. He's in those anger management classes, and the person that's running the anger management classes, I could see that Marvin gonna end up knocking her down. So remember I said this episode 2, he gonna end up knocking down the person that's running the anger management class sessions rather. So that was it. This episode 2 was better than episode 1 for season 2. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.